up, everybody? It's your boy Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yeah, alrighty, so I got a brand new list video for y'all today. This is going to be my top 20 favorite horror films of 1980. Now, if you're wondering why I picked the year 1980, not 81 or 88 or whatever, it's because it's my birthday weekend, and I thought in light of my birthday, and the fact that I was born in 1980, and it's a fantastic fucking year for horror films, might as well do a top 20 list. I originally had done a top 10 list, and I realized, and I'm like, there's so many other films that I just wanted to show off and just talk about. 1980 is a great year. And with that said, I even left off a few films that I had to, because I only have 20 spots and stuff. So if you don't see some of your favorite films on here, tough luck. This is my favorite films of 1980, so I'm sure some of these films you'll like. So, alrighty, so yeah, on that note, this is my birthday, chars, yeah. Yeah. Alright, coming in at number 20. It's more of an obscure film, a little bit, I guess. This was released by Troma, obviously came out in 1980, and that's called The Children. Now, this is a really campy type, cheesy type film. Basically about this busload of kids that they go through this green cloud of like fog kind of smoke deal or whatever. Anyways, the kids get infected and they turn into like raving type, infected zombie type little characters. I guess it's not technically a zombie film. It's more of an infection film. Yeah, they get infected with this shit, and then what they start doing is tearing apart the adults and shit. Now, there's one scene in this film that makes the entire movie. It's so fucking funny towards the end. If you guys have seen this film, you probably know what I'm talking about. But I'm not even going to give it away because it's absolutely, like almost shit yourself funny. It's hilarious. Really fun film. I know a lot of people out there don't really like Troma films and stuff, but, this one was lost for many years and stuff, apparently. Put out by Troma. I'd love to see a really nice Blu-ray release of this film someday. Really fantastic stuff, but definitely check it out. Killer kid film, infected killer kid film. Yeah, it is what it is, right? Number 20, The Children. Number 19 is a film that, this one right here is another really cheesy, campy type film that I absolutely love. It just cracks me up every time I watch it. Brings a smile to my face. And that is Night of the Demon. This was put out by Code Red. Now, this is basically a killer Bigfoot film. It plays out exactly like a slasher film. It's this Bigfoot just going around taking out people and shit. There's a couple really memorable scenes in this one. One involving a dude's penis, of course, which are always memorable. But yeah, really campy, cheesy fun. It's a really fucking fun time. This is one of those films that you throw on some beers with your buddies and just watch and have a good laugh, have a good time with. And just for that alone makes it worthy of being on the list, because I've watched this movie so many times and just every time it gets me, it's just fucking funny shit. But Night of the Demon, if you can find this for a decent price, pick it up. I know Code Red stuff is always overpriced and retarded, but yeah, Night of the Demon. Check it out. Fantastic film. It's such a blast. Number 18 is finally has got a really good release. This one was, I think, really heavily bootlegged over the years. And that is Without Warning from 1980. This is basically an alien type film. Again, really kind of cheesy and campy and stuff, but really highly enjoyable. A lot of people do complain that it's a little slower and stuff, but I find it's entertaining. It's slow, but it's pretty entertaining. I find the ending's a pretty decent payoff. I know some people have their problems with the ending too, but I think the aliens look fucking fantastic. The alien looks fantastic in this. It's got great atmosphere. It's just a fun overall film. So it's something that you can't really take too serious, kind of like the previous films that I just showed too. But Without Warning, definitely give this one a shot. Screen Factory did a great job with this. Quite a few. Well, there's a decent amount of special features and stuff on here. Transfer looks great. It's a fun film. Check it out. So that was number 18. Number 17 is a film that was released by Scorpion, of course, from 1980. I think this one was actually originally released by Code Red, actually. There's a Code Red DVD of this, too. But I don't have that, so I picked up the Blu-ray, and that is The Unseen. Basically about this reporter that goes to this small town to do some investigative reporting on this parade or some shit like that. Anyways, when she gets to the town, she finds out that there's no room in these hotels and stuff like that. So she meets this person, and he basically says, I got room in my house. You can come stay with me and stuff. Little does she know that there's something in the basement, and yeah, from there, the movie goes. Really fucking fun film, man. Starring Barbara Bach, the beautiful Barbara Bach. Really great film, man. I love the ending of this movie. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. But I don't know, man. I've always really enjoyed this. It's got quite a few features on here, audio commentaries and stuff. So definitely give this one a shot. Transfer's really good. Scorpion's always doing a fucking phenomenal job with the releases. One of my favorite companies out. Support Scorpion. Releasing awesome stuff. So that was number 17. Number 16 is, I guess, the first Italian film on this list, which there is a few. I probably could have done a top 20 list from 1980 of just Italian films. But number 16 is a Lamberto Bava film called McCobb. This one definitely has its cheesy and campy moments also. But I didn't really want to give too much away, but this one is basically about this woman that's kind of... I don't really want to say anything. Even the cover... Oh, no, maybe it doesn't really give too much away, but McCobb, great stuff. Headless... I don't know, man. I don't really want to say too much about it, just in case you haven't seen it, but Lamberto Bava, one of my favorite directors. I did a Lamberto Bava theme week on my channel a long time ago. I didn't showcase any of his more known films. I tried to focus on his lesser known films. But this is one I didn't do. But definitely check out McCobb. It's just a ridiculous movie. It's ridiculous, but it's so much fun. Just give me some head. I love McCobb. Great film. Great film. So number 15 is actually another release by Scorpion. This does have a Blu-ray release I never grabbed. I bought the DVD first, so I'm probably just not going to upgrade because I'm really trying to stay away from upgrading, when I've already originally bought DVDs, especially if it's from the same company. And that is 1980's Death Ship. Basically about these people that they're on this boat cruise or whatever, it sinks. They basically, in their lifeboats, they come across the ship that's been, floating in the ocean or whatever. They board it and stuff, and the ship has been haunted. It's like an abandoned ship that's been haunted and stuff. So, a whole pile of crazy shit starts happening to these survivors of this this cruise. Really fucking awesome. I love the undertones of this film with kind of the Nazi feel and stuff. It's just really good, man. George Kennedy's fantastic in this. I know a lot of people have problems with this one, but I really like the atmosphere. The atmosphere does it, man. It's creepy. It's got good music in it. And just the feeling of being on this abandoned ship that's quite possibly possessed, It's a really cool idea. I like that because you're already, scared from being out in the middle of the ocean. Now you're on this abandoned ship that's, kind of fucking with you too. So really cool premise for film, I think. So Death Wish, definitely give this one a shot. Great release by Scorpion. There is a Blu-ray, so, check that out too. Number 14 is another Italian film. I actually did a review for, I think, one of Jason Whitney's giveaway contests, actually, one time for this film. Directed by Umberto Lenzi, and that is Nightmare City. Just a really kind of cheesy, campy, zombie film from 1980. And a lot of cheesy, campy films from 1980 here. But great gore. It's not overall a great film, but it just has so much charm, great atmosphere. I love the cheesy effects in this film. It's just an overall fantastic time, and you can't beat that cover art, man. Love Nightmare City. It's just fantastic. Also known as City of the Walking Dead. City of the Walking Dead. I think maybe there's another name for it too, but I actually have a City of the Walking Dead shirt. But yeah, great film. Definitely check us out. Nightmare City. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. What number am I on? Number 13 here. Number 13. This is a Roger Corman film. Roger Corman produced this film or whatever. From the Cult Classics collection. That's Humanoids from the Deep. I love the creatures in this movie. It's just fantastic. It's got an overall cheap and cheesy type feel to it. Great atmosphere in it. About these creatures that are coming out of the water that basically want to mate with human women and stuff. It's just a stupid premise, but fantastic. The creatures look amazing in this. It's got really fun kills and stuff, and Um, yeah, I don't know, man. This is one that definitely needs to be checked out. It's just a fantastic film. Again, real cheesy. I guess 1980 was a cheesy year, but I guess that makes sense why I was born that year. Yeah, Humanoids from the Deep. Awesome, awesome fucking movie. Also has the reverse cover and also the alternate cover, or the title for the film, which is Monster, which is pretty cool, but I actually prefer Humanoids from the Deep. Very cool stuff. So Humanoids from the Deep. Next up at number 12 is a film that I reviewed in my 25 Days of Christmas Horror last year. This was actually Christmas Day's review that I did, and I did that purposely. And that is Christmas Evil, also known as You Better Watch Out. This is released by Synapse Films. Great, great release. I believe this is getting a Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray release later this year, probably by Christmas time or something, so that should be fantastic, because this transfer looks great, and Vinegar Syndrome does an awesome job with the releases, so be on the lookout for that. I probably won't pick it up unless there's a bunch of new special features and stuff, because like I said, I'm really trying to stay away from upgrading too much, but Christmas Evil, fantastic story, really quirky characters in this. A lot of people do have problems with this one. They say it's a little slow, the kills aren't the best and stuff, but I just like the character study. I really like, what this movie's all about and stuff. But definitely check it out. It's got a great Christmas feel to it. It's got some pretty interesting scenes in this one too, so, but yeah, and you can't beat that cover art. Fucking fantastic. Christmas Evil, check it out. Fantastic. If you want to know more about it, just check out my review, day 25 of my Christmas Horror Week. Number 11 is another Troma release. This was done by Lloyd Kaufman's brother, Charles Kaufman, and that is Mother's Day. Basically about these backwoods hillbilly rednecks that kidnap these girls and start fucking with them and shit. Kind of under the notion, or under their mom's spell and shit like that. Not really a spell, but the mother's got a lot of pull in this. Very awesome film, really fucking great stuff. Probably one of the best Troma films ever released, in my opinion, made for Troma. But everybody knows about Mother's Day. Fantastic. I always rock the shirt too. Love this film. Great stuff. Number 10, into the top 10, which I guess that's fucking beer time, isn't it? So number 10 is a little more obscure. This movie doesn't have a Region 1 release, which is very, very sad. I would love to see a Blu-ray release of this movie, because I would definitely pick it up, because, yeah, I think this one is actually in full screen. I believe it's in full screen. I can't remember, but from 1980, of course, and then it's Fade to Black, about this really odd character that is, obsessed with old black and white, Universal monster films, and just old films in general. And he starts doing, really weird and odd shit and stuff. Just a really cool character study, man. I really like this movie. It's just... yeah, it's basically all the type characters that he dresses up in throughout the film and stuff. This is a fantastic movie and kind of overlooked. I think a lot of people have not seen this one, and it's probably because it doesn't have a good release. Or, not a good release, it doesn't have a Region 1 release. A lot of people over here probably haven't seen it, but I remember watching this back in the day on VHS and just falling in love with this movie. I thought it was great. Really cool premise. Really creepy. Dude's creepy in this, so. But Fade to Black, check this out. Awesome film. Number 10. So number 9 is the original Friday the 13th film. What can I say about the original Friday the 13th film? Fantastic movie. Dogs are barking, which is annoying. Friday the 13th, everything that's... I don't know if I could add anything to, about this film that hasn't been said before, but great movie. Absolutely love it. It's not my favorite in the franchise, but it's a classic film, man. It really is. The first time you watched Friday the 13th must have been like, holy shit, that ending. It's awesome. But yeah, Friday the 13th, number 9. So at number 8 is another Scream Factory release, which was also put out by Arrow this year, which is so funny because the day I ordered the Arrow Blu-ray, this was the day this got announced by Scream Factory, which really pissed me off. And that is 1980s Motel Hell, about Farmer Vincent and his delicious meats. Really quirky story about Farmer Vincent and his wife basically kind of kidnapping people and putting them in the ground to tenderize their meats and stuff. And it's basically a cannibal film. Really, really quirky film. I love the atmosphere in this film. great overall feel to it. Just everything about this one's awesome. It takes all kinds of critters to make Farmer Vincent's fritters. Love the tagline. Fantastic stuff. Motel Hell, great film. Number 7 is another ghost film, and that is the classic, in my opinion, starring George C. Scott, and that is The Changeling. What can I say about The Changeling? It's just a really, really creepy, great atmospheric ghost film that really does work. It's got scenes that are executed perfectly. George C. Scott's acting is brilliant. I couldn't say enough good things about this film. It's just really, really good. Ghost films, no, I don't really want to give anything away, but I love the setting. I love the house in this film. Just the music. Everything about this one's fantastic. If you've never seen The Changeling, give it a shot. It's fucking fantastic. One of the best ghost films I've ever seen in my life. So, The Changeling, and that is number 7. Number 6 is, I'm actually wearing the shirt right now, so that's kind of a giveaway. And that is Dario Argento's Inferno. This is the follow-up in the second part in the Three Mothers story. Inferno, again, very kind of similar to Suspiria in tone and execution. Like the colors, just amazing soundtrack, just excellent film. The atmosphere and the colors and just the story, and it's a little, at times I've heard people say it's a little confusing, doesn't really make a lot of sense and stuff, but once you watch it a few times, it does kind of make sense. But what can I say about Inferno that hasn't been said before? Great fucking movie, absolutely love it, awesome stuff. Inferno's number 6. Number 5 is another Italian film, and of course by my favorite horror film director of all time, and that is Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead. Speaking of atmosphere, this has got real fucking crazy atmosphere. Love this film. Absolutely fucking love everything about this movie. It's got great gore, great atmosphere, great story, really good direction in this. It's just, everything about this movie. Again, another film that I can't really add a whole lot to. It's been talked about to death, but one of my favorites of the year. Just amazing. If you've ever seen Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead, definitely check it out. It's amazing. Really, really awesome film. So that was number 5. Number 4 is another Italian film, directed by Rodero Deodato, and that is the infamous and classic Cannibal Holocaust. Another film that's been talked about to death, but it really, really is a fantastic movie. Starting with the soundtrack alone, probably one of my favorite scores ever. It has the most unique, that score adds so much to this movie. It really does. It just adds such an odd feel to it, to such a kind of horrific story to it. Really good movie by Rodero Deodato. I think he did such a fucking good job at this. What can I say? What can I say about Cannibal Holocaust that hasn't been said before? But this edition right here is absolutely fucking ridiculous by Grindhouse. 3 discs. Actually, it's technically it is 3 discs. It comes with the soundtrack, which is phenomenal. Which is just absolutely phenomenal. You can't beat that. Here's the soundtrack by Riz Orlani. However you say his name. I always can't fucking say his name. But that's just such an awesome... And this cover art, man, it's just fucking amazing. Amazing stuff. You cannot beat this release by Grindhouse. Amazing stuff. Cannibal Holocaust. Awesome. So number 3 is a John Carpenter film from 1980, and one of my favorite Carpenter films ever, and that is The Fog. Everything about this movie is phenomenal, man. Great performances by Adrienne Barbeau, Jamie Lee Curtis. Not really the greatest in the film, but it is what it is. What can I say, man, about this movie? Even her mom, Janet Leigh's in this film. It's just fucking awesome. But, The Fog. Amazing fucking atmosphere. That's all I can say about this. Everything, this movie has so much replay value, right from the opening story in the film. You cannot beat that. It's just absolutely fucking amazing. Tom Atkins does such a great job in this film too. But overall, everything about this film just works. It just works on all levels. I love the ending of the film. It's great. It's kind of like a ghost zombie film. Really fucking fantastic. Everyone's seen The Fog, except for maybe JP. Number 2 is a film that I can watch all the fucking time. I never get sick of this movie. It's long, but it doesn't feel long. It's perfect. It's an amazing film. It's been talked about to death, and that's The Shining, number 2. Stanley Kubrick does an amazing job at this, putting his own little twist and direction onto the film. I really do respect and love. You know, I know Stephen King wasn't a big fan of this, but this movie, in my opinion, is one of the most perfect horror films. It really does work on all levels. Great character study. The setting alone at the Overlook Hotel is just phenomenal. Every kid's dream to be in a hotel that big with a big wheel ripping around in the fucking, in the hotel with all the food at your disposal. It's just phenomenal, but, really cool story. Great effects, awesome stuff. Everything about The Shining is phenomenal. And my number 1 pick is probably no big surprise to anybody. From 1980, this is my 3rd favorite film of all time, and that is Maniac. Joe Spinell absolutely fucking blows this performance away. William Lustig did a great job directing this film. Great atmosphere, great kills. Probably my favorite kill of all time is in this movie, the shotgun blast. I absolutely love the effects. I love the way that whole scene just kind of plays out. It's just great. It's gory. It's fucking just surreal, actually. But great story. Love this movie. I just wish this transfer was a little bit better. It's really grainy. Really, really grainy. But, I guess I have like 12 different editions to choose from when I watch this film, so... but yeah, love the Joe Spinell story on here. It's a great feature. I think it's been on other releases too, but Maniac, number 1 from 1980. Yeah, and that's going to do it for my top 20 films of 1980. Now, you probably noticed that there was no Prom Night on there, no Terror Train. I like Terror Train, just not enough to put in my top 20. There's a lot of other good ones. To All a Good Night, the David Hess slasher film from 1980. What other films? The House on the Edge of the Park came out in 1980. It's another really good one. There's tons of good ones that came out in 1980. Silent Scream. But, only room for 20. And, yeah, sorry if your favorite film wasn't on there or whatever. But my list, what can I say? So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for top 20 films from 1980. Yeah, I will see you guys later with another video sometime. Peace out, homies.